Stages Power Meter Gen 2 review. First off, a bit of transparency. I do buy all my power meters, my power taps, my stages, etc. I do buy. I've paid retail for most of them. Otherwise, I'm not paying retail. I'm paying at the same price anyone in the bike industry is going to get. So this is not sponsored at all. I just rate the product, man. I've got Power Tap, I'll rate that. But in 2015, in my opinion, the Stages Power Meter is the best. The Gen 2's just come out. The battery cover looks a bit more robust. I have pretty surgical fingers, so I don't break stuff as much as some other gorillas out there might. But this seems to be a bit more noob-proof. Noob-proof indeed. I haven't had any problems with my stages. I've got 6 units. I think I've got now 6 or 7 units. I know how to look after them well, calibrate, update firmware, keep it looking after the battery tabs. Those are the 3 battery tabs there. Make sure I'm not depressed. And I know how to look after them. Stages Power Meter is like a woman. You've got to learn how to nurture it and care for it. That's the old stages, current stages on the left, and the Gen 1. So not too much difference, a little bit of cosmetic, no real performance advantage in my opinion. Perhaps a more durable battery door if you're a bit more of a gorilla. But both products still legit. Slimline design. It is the stiffest power meter market. It's the best in power meter market. I can afford anything I want. And I've read online, I've had friends as well. Everyone's had problems with something, be it as Power Tap, SRM, Cork, Pioneer, Garmin, Vectors. Everyone's going to send something back at some point because there's calibration issues or battery issues. So for me, the Stages has the best customer service. If not, it is the easiest product to send back if you do have an issue. And it's also the cheapest. So in 2015, I can't think of any better product ever on power. Shirt there. And sponsored by Nike though. Why would you? Now I'm not going to try and ruffle too many feathers here, but my philosophy with power meters is everybody should have a power meter. Obviously, not everyone can afford one, but if you live in a Western economy, it's doable. Obviously, 3 billion people live on less than $2 a day. So this is a first world problem. Power meters. What pounds is this on? First world problem. Hashtag first world problem. If you've already got a SRM, Cork, Vector, whatever, then it's working for you. Fucking awesome. When I say the best product, doesn't mean if you've got one of these other power meters and you're going to get a Stages, it's going to be better data or whatever. I'm just saying that what if it's working for you, it's working for you. Fine, keep it that way. What I'm saying is more that if someone's in the market for a power meter and they come to me and say, what's the best product? In my opinion, it's going to be Stages. Why would these beautiful Dura-Ace cranks, why would I fuck up the Spider and chunk it out and put a fucking SRM in there and get that flex and this? And why would I have to have a battery? I have to send it back to New Zealand or Italy or Germany or where the fuck I've got to send it back to and spend hundreds of bucks to change a battery. When it's Stages or a Cork, I can go to the local fucking, what's happening over there? Marchfly Tack. We can, you know, like, I want a product that's fucking simple to fucking use, alright? I'm like down to earth shit, DTE product. I don't want any just extra wank shit. It's 2015, alright? If it's 1994, then SRMs you go. In terms of problems, I've seen problems in all power meter products on the market. And I've had people come to me with their Cork or with their SRM and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. People come to me with the Stages and it's not working. I'm like, it's not working, let me have a look. So I'll get my fucking smartphone, get the Stages app going, calibrate it, change the battery, turn the battery the right way around or whatever, just pull it out, let it dry out and then put it back in and it's working. I've only had 1 Stages out of maybe 35, 40 units that have come to me. People, oh, it's not working. I'm like, let's have a little go. Or update their firmware on their Garmin. Often it's the Garmin issue. I see this time and time again. I'm like, people don't understand it. And at a shop level, the retail staff don't understand it. And I worked in the store for many years and I didn't really understand what power was anyway. And so it's a new skill people have to learn. And with the technology, things coming so quick, it's hard for us to expect every staff member to understand how every product works. It's not really fair, but that's how it works. So understand that you might give a product to someone who doesn't know what they're doing for that little product that's just come out. They might learn it later on, but they're like, oh, it doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. Shit. So be careful as well before you form an opinion on anything in life. All right. So I am like a Christian evangelist when it comes to power meters. I think everybody should have one. Everyone who rides a bike, Western economy, you can afford one. You can work overtime, sell a kid and you get one. And if you're in the market for me, the Stages, especially on a Shimano cranks, it's easy. The only bikes that won't work is if you're running the S-Works, not the S-Works, so the Specialized BB30 or OSBB, the BB30 setup. In that case, if you are running that, I would rip off those S-Works crank and put on a Cannondale hologram stages, and that would be pretty spiffy, super light, super stiff, easy to use. I can't work out why people buy these lightweight bikes with lightweight wheels and put on a heavy, clunky power meter. All right, I mean, it's only 200 grams for sure. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day if you're up the front, out the front. That's just my OCD thinking. I'm like, for me, it's a backward step. It doesn't really matter. End of the day, what does matter is you do have power meter and you are pacing the power and using power numbers to empower yourself and using it as a pacing tool. And after a few rides of looking at power, you'll understand going at 500 watts at the start of a climb that's 10 minutes long isn't going to be sustainable unless you know it's Chris Froome. All right. So after a while, you quickly learn what is a sustainable pace for you and what is too much, and then you'll be able to pace other people. You'll be able to pace yourself better on long rides, climbs, etc. Power is an incredible tool, and these things used to cost $10,000. 15 years ago. SRM was only used by people who had Bitcoin and had a coach. Strava's pretty new. Before power, like 10 years ago, when power meters in the shop, I was like, oh, what do you do? I don't know what to do with power. But now, dumb fucks like me can understand power like that. I didn't know what an FTP is, but I know I can hold for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. Strava, power meters. Get one, get on, get it going.